This is May 2019 update on my orchids, and I'm starting with my Bulbophyllum eberhardtii, which is growing a new spike. When it just started growing, it looked like a pseudobulb, like I thought it was new pseudobulb, but then it started to become longer and thinner, and it actually grew into spike. So this spike comes out of the old bulb, the initial bulb that I got as a cutting. So this type of Bulbophyllum blooms from the old bulbs, not only new ones. And I do have a new bulb growing too. Now this new bulb is coming from the new bulb that grew for me, not from the initial bulb. So this plant is doing good, except the brown edges on some of the leaves, which I hope will fix itself with me watering with only rainwater. And soon we'll see the bloom. Next update is about my trichoglottis brachiata. I repotted it or remounted it, or I don't know how to say it. It's in the pot, but it's also on the mount, because it used to be on metallic spike holder, and then I noticed that in places where it was touching that metal, there's little brown spots. That's where it was tied to the metal. So I thought plant probably doesn't like metal touch. And so I put it on this cork bark little log. Now it's not perfectly straight, it's kind of floppy. It used to be tied to a metal post and it was perfectly straight and neat. But I kind of like it floppy, it's more natural. And it started to grow some roots on the old roots. So it's good. When I just bought it, and see, there's another new root on the root. When I just bought it, it was dehydrated, and some leaves were wrinkled. But now they're all nice and smooth. I think it's properly hydrated now. And there's some new roots appearing at the top. So that's the update on my trichoglottis. I think it looks better like that. My Aerangis is still in bloom. I think it bloomed in March. It opened the blooms in March, and it's still holding them. Vandas are actively growing new roots. I think this Sanderiana prefers the clay pot to basket, but some orchids do like basket, like this is Nellis Vasti, and she grows new roots in a basket. So I'm keeping some in the baskets, but Sanderiana and also Racheliana I moved from basket to a pot because her roots didn't look good in a basket either. I found this huge clay pot, and now she's sitting there, and she just started some new root tips to grow. Otherwise the roots are pretty bad after the basket. And I know that I was going to move this too into basket too, but I decided to hold on and let it be in a pot because the roots are so good in the pots. So I'll wait. Now this is my pin. This is Maxillaria tenuifolia, and a couple years in a row it produces exactly one flower. Has lots of bulbs, it looks pretty healthy, but it only makes one flower. I don't think it's nice of her. and I don't know why. This is Caracito, orchid clay jack of diamonds. It is growing actively now. There are some roots going on, and it is leaning toward the light, but that's okay, I think. I don't need it to be perfectly straight. I'm okay with leaning. Now this is my Bulbophyllum phalaenopsis, and it moved out of tank because, first of all, this bulb became very yellow, and this one and the one behind too. And then on the leaves appeared some brown splotches. They're kind of pitted too. There too. I'm not sure what it is. I thought maybe the tank is too humid for it. Anyways, I was afraid that humidity will make these patches to rot even worse. So I took it out of the tank for now. It is summer coming, so it's going to be warm here too. And I'll see how it goes. I have no idea what those things on leaves might be. I don't like it. I hope it doesn't die. Now, what's new in the tank? Restrepia is blooming. That's not new. But there's like lots of blooms now. It's blooming non-stop for more than a year. Now, unfortunately, I lost buds on Dendrobium jenkinsii, but it's actively growing new bulbs. So it's getting bigger in size. I moved all my Dendrobiums here into tank now, so they're in warm and humid to promote better growth. But for winter, I will take them out into dry, cold conditions. I think I see the spikes on my Aerangis, and maybe now we'll see it even better. Maybe not. Okay, I think maybe now it's better to see. There are spikes, there are two spikes actually on both sides, because the root comes out kind of like orange, brown, and those two things on the sides, they do look like spikes to me. Humanosum variegated is growing nicely, and I do love the variegation colors. This looks so pretty. I like it. And actually there is something started to grow on Dendrobium aphyllum. It's incredibly pink. I think it's a new start. This one's supposed to be variegated too, but probably when leaves come out fully and become green, maybe then we'll see the variegation. So that's Dendrobium aphyllum, and there's also something on the stem, if I can focus. There is pink too. Maybe it's a keiki, maybe it's nothing. I don't know, we'll see. Anakin. I don't know if you can see it. This is Dendrobium lodigazii that I recently mounted, and it looks good. Both keikis are producing roots now. Those keikis are at the end of the canes. They're producing roots, and I think roots will have no problem grabbing onto cork bark and grow. So it's good. Aerangis hermosa continues working on its spike. They're usually supposed to be long and pendulous, so maybe in future I will need to move it on the top shelf so the spike has space to grow, because it's supposed to be long. We'll see. new Dendrobium tabaense. It's growing lots of new roots, and the new leaves are nice and fresh and growing. So I think it's adjusting well. I just bought it in April. Looks good though. Now remember Dendrobium scabrilingue that broke the cane? Cane was broken cane. All the cane that broke got shriveled and I threw it away. But the plant is producing 2 new bulbs on 2 sides. They're black, but they're okay. They're not rotten, it's just they have black hair. They're firm and they're growing. They're getting bigger. And unbroken bulb is growing a keiki. See, there's a keiki here. It already has grown some little roots, and this little thing intimidates me a lot because I have no idea what to do with it. Do I leave it on a plant? Do I detach it? And how I do it without breaking it? So I'm just letting it be for now. But if you have any suggestions, I'm sure there are people there who had this thing growing. So what do you do with it? That's a keiki. And scabrilingue. And also the new thing in my tank is this Hoya. This is Hoya odorata. And it used to be 2 canes. But for some reason, I don't know, maybe I let it dry too much. But this cane dropped the leaves. And it was actually very long and bare cane. I didn't like it much. So I cut it. I cut it into 3 parts. I left this one sitting. And there are 2 other parts I potted beside, hoping that they will take on. And well, I put it in a tank hoping that hot and humid will promote better rooting and maybe it'll feel better here. So that's Hoya odorata, which I'm hoping to save. Well, it's not like it's dying, but maybe get it a little better. Well, I think that's all for the plants that are doing something. Maybe I missed some. Oh yeah, Cattleyas. Cattleyas are growing new canes, but I don't know if anything good comes out of it. Will they bloom or no? I don't know, we'll see. This is Cattleya Leopoldii, and this one is Cattleya Walkeriana Kenny, which is not really Walkeriana, but Walkeriana hybrid. It's growing new bulb too. And here at the bottom I have Cattleya Lodigizii alba, which is growing new bulb too. So that was all update for May 2019 on my orchids. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.